Hello brick fans and welcome to the Brick Bakery, where all our jokes are half baked and most our bricks are medium rare. Today is going to be a bit different as we're going to have a look at the 1991 Lego catalog. These Lego catalogs from the early 90s is very nostalgic to me, and I remember reading them as goodnight reads at my grandparents' place. And maybe they're nostalgic to you too. So let's have a trip down memory lane while leafing through the 1991 Lego catalog. Alright guys, here's the 1991 Lego catalog, and the front page greets us with a wonderful level of activity. There's so much going on. There's pirates running from sharks, there's Blacktron men flying around, and there's a street sweeper going down one side to sweep the base plate clean of Lego. And there's one of those crane things as well. Yeah, but let's have a look inside. And here we got the sort of index page showing us what we're going to be seeing, and here we got a wonderful tagline that says, "The only toy that's always right because you build it." Alright, here's the small children's Lego from 0 to 2 years. I don't remember too much having some of this. I remember I think I had this one, and somebody I knew had this one. I remember playing with this, but I didn't have it, that's for sure. Rattle rattles, and click clicks. I'm not sure that Lego do anything like this anymore. Here we go, the real Duplo basic sets. These are just basic buckets filled with bricks that you can do sort of anything with. And this one is actually very interesting. It's got a wind-up function, so it can be drawn back and be let go, and it'll drive by itself. I really like this sort of diorama thing here because of his mullet. This catalog shows its age so much because of his hairdo and because of the colors of the clothing. That's so 90s that you wouldn't even believe it, that's for sure. Alright, here's the Zoo. Wonderful. Really like the Zoo. Never had any of this, but the Zoo is wonderful. This guy seems to think the Zoo is wonderful, that's for sure. Oh, and more Duplo. I never really had a lot of Duplo. I remember having this truck with a horse in it, this tractor, and this fire engine as well. And here we go. This is interesting. You know, the house. I know this is sort of a doll house, but at least you have a sketch of a house, and you can buy additional parts, and you can sort of build up the house so you could actually get full rooms if you really wanted to do that. And I think that's one of the most common complaints with Lego until they started doing those creator sets that's complete houses. And one of the complaints was that you know there's never really houses. These at least sort of emulated the house to some extent. Oh, here we go with the standard bricks, the Lego Basic. I remember one of these buckets was probably the first bucket of Lego I ever got. And here we have Lego Basic, 5 to 12 years. Now this one is actually quite interesting, I think, because these trucks here are actually 8 wide, which is now the standard of Lego cars for minifigs, but back then the standard was 4 wide, so these are weirdly off scale at this point. But still, there was actually some of the sets that was oriented at minifigs. I don't know if you can see, but there's actually minifigs here. But I always liked this one. This one was cool, I think. Oh man, these are the pirates. These are, to me, the pirates. This is the classic pirate sets, the ones I remember, the ones I would want if I had to choose something today that was pirates. I like the pirates and I like the admiral's people, or the admiral's soldiers. In spite of that, I never really had any of it. I had this one and I had this one. This ship, I think, would be every boy's dream back in the 90s, that's for sure. You've got the Admiral ship, of course, that's okay, but this one, the classic 6285 pirate ship, that was the thing. And Castle Lego, we always called it Knights or Knight Lego. I never really had a lot of this. I had these two. Yes, here we go. Pier, harbor. It might be why this page has actually come out, because this is one of the pages I spent a lot of time looking at when I was a kid. There's so many good sets here. These three are just, they are wonderful. I have this one, and we might have a look at this a bit later on my channel. I really wanted this one, and one of my playmates had it. The funny thing is, this is actually called a smuggler boat in Danish. So yeah, that's interesting. And here we got a lot of cars and utility vehicles of different sorts. But the really interesting thing here is to look at these 4 wide cars. 4 wide was the standard of the day, but they are essentially too small in comparison to the size of the minifigs. But there's a lot of things going on here, a lot of action, jumping cars, bridge falling apart. And here we got some classics. Here's some of the houses that we could actually get at the time. Police station, one of the classic police stations. I had this one, but unfortunately the battery started leaking battery acid and I had to throw it out. But this one is interesting, especially because 2018, this year, is the year where we're getting a new hospital. But this one I really liked as a kid. I really wanted this because I think it's actually pretty neat with the garage and such, and the ambulance as well. And airport. This is cool. Always liked and always wanted the airport monorail. I really like how it goes in 2 levels. It goes up and it goes down on the floor level. Ooh, and here we see the real trains. Yeah, this one. This is the set I got from my dad at one point. And I really like this diorama as well. A lot of stuff going on. I really like these white helmet guys. I really wanted an army of those because I think that look was epic. I think it was really, really good. We need more of those. I need more of those. We should have more of those. There should just be more. And this one, the railroad station. This one of my playmates had this one, and I loved it. I still love it. I really think this is one of the better train stations that LEGO have ever done. And now we go into space. The M-Tron, the Blacktron, and the Space Police. The Space Police I always liked. And I like how it still incorporates the classic sort of space logo. These have other logos, but this one is really cool. I never had any of those. I remember one of my playmates had this one, and I liked it because there's a small prison cell in the back where you can put a prisoner. And here's the Blacktron. Maybe had these two, not too sure. And we got the Blacktron base right here, which is awesome. And here's the M-Tron, the red ones. This diorama is probably the first diorama in this booklet where everything in the background is actually built from LEGO and nothing is paper mache. Always wondered how these men could run around with their visors open. Aren't they in space? And here we got Model Team, LEGO Model Team. Now this, I believe, is the precursor to the creator sets. I always liked this one, even though it wouldn't fit with my minifigs. Now this is Technics, and I never really had a lot of Technics. The 9-volt engine, that's the precursor to the power set of today. It's interesting to see because these have developed as well. These are a tad more simplistic than the ones we get today, aren't they? And the thing is, I remember we were looking at this as children and trying to figure out what it really was, what it was that it was supposed to do. And I'm not sure that we got that this might be the first time, or one of the first time, that LEGO is trying to do something that sort of goes beyond the doll house playing with action figures part of their toy line. Alright guys, that was the 1991 LEGO catalog. If you like them, I'll be happy to do a couple more because I do have a couple of old LEGO catalogs lying around. But that's all for me today. I hope you'll comment, like and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you guys next Monday.